The game was simple. Don't close your eyes, that's it. My friends and I thought it was just another dumb internet challenge, something to pass a boring Friday night. We were huddled in my basement, the only light coming from a single flickering candle in the center of our circle. The rules were downloaded from some obscure forum. Stay awake from midnight until dawn. And whatever you do, don't let your eyelids touch. The prize? Supposedly, you'd gain the ability to see things others couldn't. We started strong. For the first hour, we just laughed and joked, sharing stupid memes on our phones. Liam was the first to start struggling, kept yawning, his eyes watering. "Dude, I'm so tired," he slurred, propping his head up with his hand. We teased him, calling him a lightweight. Around 2 a.m., the atmosphere shifted. The house, usually filled with the familiar groans of old plumbing, was eerily silent. A strange tension filled the air, thick and heavy. That's when Mia gasped. "Did you guys see that?" She whispered, her eyes wide, staring at the dark corner behind the old furnace. We all looked. Nothing. Just shadows dancing in the candlelight. "I saw something," she insisted, her voice trembling. "Like a tall, thin shape, just for a second." We told her she was just tired, that her eyes were playing tricks on her. But a seed of unease had been planted. An hour later, it was Ben's turn. He suddenly flinched, pulling his legs up to his chest. "Something touched my foot," he said, his face pale. We checked under the old blankets we were sitting on. Again, nothing. But the cold spot he described lingered in the air, a pocket of unnatural chill that made the hairs on my arms stand up. The game wasn't fun anymore. The silence in the basement felt watchful. I tried to keep my focus on the candle flame, its dance the only thing that felt real. But out of the corner of my eye, I started to see them, quick, darting movements in the periphery, shapes that weren't there when I turned to look directly. They were like smudges of darkness, too quick to properly register, but they were there. I knew they were. I didn't say anything. I didn't want to scare the others more than they already were. By 4 a.m., Liam was out. His head drooped, and despite our frantic shouts, his eyes fluttered shut. For a moment, nothing happened. We all held our breath, a collective sigh of relief about to escape. Then he started to scream. It wasn't a normal scream. It was a raw, guttural sound of pure terror, a sound that didn't seem possible from a human throat. His eyes were wide open now, but they were blank, staring at the ceiling as if watching his own personal horror movie. He thrashed, clawing at his own face, at his eyes, shouting things that made no sense. "They're inside. Get them out." We tried to hold him down to calm him, but he was impossibly strong. He threw Ben across the room like a rag doll. Mia was crying, screaming for him to stop. I grabbed my phone, my fingers fumbling as I tried to dial for an ambulance. That's when I saw it, not in the corner of my eye, but right in front of me, reflected in the dark screen of my phone. Standing behind Liam, with a long, spindly hand on his shoulder, was a figure. It was tall and impossibly thin, made of shifting shadows, with no discernible face, just 2 points of faint, cold light where its eyes should be. It looked directly at me through the reflection. A cold wave of understanding washed over me. It wasn't what you saw when you kept your eyes open. It was what saw you. When you finally closed them, they could get in. They had been waiting, watching us. The game wasn't a challenge. It was an invitation. Liam's screams finally stopped. He went limp, his body slumping to the floor. His eyes were still open, but the life was gone. They were just empty, glassy orbs. The figure behind him slowly dissolved back into the shadows, as if it had never been there at all. Ben and Mia were frozen in shock. The first rays of dawn were starting to creep through the small basement window, painting a weak gray line of light across the floor. The game was over. We had survived. But we hadn't won. The official story was that Liam had a sudden, severe psychotic break. The paramedics, the police, no one believed us. They just saw 3 terrified teenagers and 1 gone. We never talked about that night again. We couldn't. How do you explain that the shadows have teeth? How do you tell people that there are things waiting just on the edge of your vision for you to get tired? I moved away not long after. I couldn't stand being in that house. But it doesn't matter where I go. The prize for winning the game wasn't the ability to see them. It was them gaining the ability to see me. Forever, even now, years later, I live in a constant state of exhaustion. I drink coffee until my hands shake. I have alarms set all through the night because I still see them. It's the smudges of darkness, the flitting movements. They're always there, in the corner of my eye, just at the edge of my vision. Waiting for that one moment of weakness. Waiting for me to get tired. Waiting for me to close my eyes. So, whatever you do, if you ever hear about this stupid game, please, just walk away. Don't play. Some doors are meant to stay shut, and some things, once seen, can never be unseen. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to subscribe, and try to get some sleep tonight, if you can.